Hi all, we're going to do a Python video. We're going to do Python on Windows 10. First we're going to download it. If you go to www.python.org, go to the Downloads tab, you'll see you can download Python 3, Python 2. Python 2 is the older one, Python 3 is the newer one. They have both versions still available. You know, if you're just learning, if you're just getting started, I would go with Python 3. So we'll click on that. You get the pop-up here. Click Save. Save it to your computer. I like to save things to my desktop. So it's the name of the file is python 3.5.exe. And click Save. It's a small file. It's not very big at all. They have the version 2 still available because some people who have already written scripts or programs for Python 2 still want to run it on Python 2. The older scripts may not be compatible with the new version, so that's a personal preference though, if you want to go with 2 or 3, but why not go with the newer stuff? Okay, so we're done with this page for now. If you want, you can click through the documentation tab, and like here, beginner's guide, and you can download the files here. Let's see what's in here. So I clicked through a few of these earlier and they're still pretty tough if you're just getting started. So that's where it's at if you're brave. Okay, here's the exe that we just downloaded. So we install that on Windows. Just click it to install it. It should be pretty painless to install. You just keep clicking next. Yeah. Here, add Python to the path. Add that, then click install now. This is just the user account control box. Click yes and say yes, I want to install it. The installer runs. It only takes a few seconds to install. Okay, the install is finished. There's a couple web pages here that you can check out. Just click on here and it opens up the web page. You can go back to the installer and click on the second one. It opens it up in a second page. And then what I like to do is click on these and drag it to your desktop. You can save them for later. And we got a what's new here. Usually the what's new stuff is advanced things. They keep adding new and improved things. For our purposes, just learning the basics, everything is usually, most things will stay the same. There might be a few small differences here and there. So, and then just click close. And Python is installed. Open up a command prompt. If you don't know how to get to that, go to Windows, All Apps, and then down here in Windows, System, Command Prompt. And you can right click on that and say pin to taskbar or pin to start button. I already have it pinned to my taskbar. It's this black screen here. So just start that up and we'll say Python. And you can see here we know Python started up because we got the Python prompt here. Okay, so you've probably watched a few videos where they ran some Python commands right from this prompt. Like you can go 2 plus 3. So we use Python as an adding machine. But I'm going to show you how to put your Python programs in text files. So hold Control and hit Z. Hold the Control key down and press the Z key, and then hit Enter, and that gets you out of Python. Okay, so I've got these two folders here. I like to go over the programs in here. This is the text file that we went over in the first video. I just thought we'd run them here on Windows real quick so you can see how it works here. So I'm going to put these on my on C colon. You don't have to put them on C colon. It just, for me, it makes it a little easier to get to them when you're in the DOS prompt. So I put the folder on my C colon. And then I'm just going to drag a shortcut to the desktop here. Okay, so first thing we have to do is put these inside of text files. So I'm going to copy this part. And I'm going to create a text file here. And I'm going to call it 01. Paste in the code. Windows doesn't use this top line here. That's only a Unix thing. But I'm going to go ahead and leave them in. It doesn't throw errors, so I'm not going to worry about it. That's what our path does on Windows. It's just how the operating system finds Python. Okay, so now in our DOS prompt we have to go to that folder. So I'll go CD back 2 folders. Now we're on C colon. Now I'll CD into the Python folder. Now we're in Python 1, and then we'll use Python and we'll run the first script. Okay, now here's what I wanted you to see. We ran these in the previous video on the shell account. We ran these in the previous video on the shell account and they worked fine. That was Python version 2. Here we're in version 3. See, if we go Python minus uppercase V, that shows us our version 3.5. In version 3, we'll go back into this file here. In version 3, you have to add braces. So that's one of the common differences between 2 and 3. Okay, so now that ran that Python script. Now you can see here it's o1.txt. So it's kind of odd that it would run that because it's just a text file. To be technically correct from my point of view, we should change this to py. Python scripts end in py. This is just a warning saying, hey, you're changing the extension. Okay. So it still runs as normal. If you're not seeing your extensions here, you know, the .py or .txt, go to View and then Options, change folder options, and then View, and here it says hide extensions for known file types. Uncheck that. See, if I have that checked, see, now it turns off the extensions. You can't see the py or txt. Txt is the extension, file extension. These days most people have that turned off so you can't see the extension. You know, it's just something that we don't bother with anymore in the modern world. But when you get involved in this type of thing, it's nice to be aware of the extension. Windows uses that extension to know what program to run the file. If we open this up here, it's still .txt, and that one's a .py. So even though you can't see it, the extension is still there. You know. So to turn the extensions back on, View, and then uncheck hide extensions for known file types. Okay, so just to run through the rest of them so you can see how these things are created, we'll go ahead and copy that part. And just to save time, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this one, change it to O2. Okay, so now when I try to open it, it's saying, what do you want to open it with? I'm going to say go ahead and use Notepad. There's other ways that you can open these things, but for now let's just use Notepad. We'll save that. So this is a real simple one. It's just going to print these out twice. And here again, okay, so we're going to have to add braces on all of them. Open with Notepad. Okay, now we'll do 3. Let's see if this will print without the braces. Okay, nope. As long as you save these, do File, Save, you can leave this open and test it. See, if we come up here and change this to 3, and then we run it, we didn't get the changes, right? But if we come back here and we save it, then we'll get the change. Follow me there? So if we change this to 5, but we did not save it, right? We just changed it on Notepad, but we did not save it. If we come back here and try to run it, we didn't get the changes. But if we save it, save the file, File, Save, and then we come back here and try to run it, then we'll get the changes. Okay, so these should be pretty easy. And now we'll do 4. If I wanted to, I could just create a new text file here. And go 04. Paste that code in. Save it. And then come back and change the extension. You get the warning about changing the extension. And then run 4. See here, I press 04, then I just hit the tab key, and that completes the file name. File name completion. It tries to recognize the name. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, I forgot the braces again. And 5. We all work a little different. There's no right or wrong. Don't forget the braces.